Well, today is, of course, the big day. Soon millions of us are going to be sitting down to a special Thanksgiving dinner with our loved ones. And as you make those last-minute preparations, you may want to pay special attention to this next segment. Mark Mincolla is here with us this morning again, coming in on Thanksgiving, no less. We appreciate that. 5 simple changes for a healthier Thanksgiving dinner is what we're talking about this morning. And there are actually some traditional things on your Thanksgiving menu that can be pretty good for you, right?
Well, we know if it's orange, it's got lots of vitamin A. We know turkey, of course, has a lot of lean protein, good stuff there.
And the tryptophan, too. That makes you sleepy, though. But also on the flip side, there's plenty of stuff that not so good for you,
Plenty of those as well.
All right, let's talk about those suggestions you have for a healthier Thanksgiving dinner. You've got 5 of them. Let's go by point. One of the things you talk about, Frontier cloves?
Well, Frontier is a company, Gene, that makes organic products. Cloves was discovered as a really rare find by the USDA recently as the highest antioxidant food of all foods.
Really?
So we got a lot of antioxidants there with cloves. You can put those in various dishes for this time of year. Manuka honey is something that was discovered recently by the University of Sydney in Australia to be a great anti-superbug agent, something that helps us fight off superbugs. Arrowhead Mills makes an oat flour. Again, the whole key here is low glycemic index, high fiber. It makes for a much healthier pie crust. Tree of Life is an organic brand as well. Cranberry sauce. UCLA 2004, great study showing the anti-cancer properties, the ellagic acid that's in cranberries. Great source of anti-cancer food. Also, a company called All You Can Eat making a gluten-free stuffing. A lot of folks, of course, looking for gluten-free. Up to 20% of the public is now shopping for gluten-free products.
And when you get to the actual taste of this stuff, is it something that's discernible, or is it something you'll be able to notice, or is it it's still pretty good stuff?
It's a great question. I went way out of the way here to make sure that we have good consumer, palatable stuff here.
Yes. And you don't want anybody at Thanksgiving, you tend to spoil yourself a little bit, but if you're going to go ahead and make these steps, you want to at least make sure you're not sacrificing on taste.
Absolutely right.
How important are organic, and we hear gluten-free in particular? Specifically, what do we mean when we say gluten-free?
Well, two great questions. First of all, gluten-free is something that's really important. Gluten is a protein that's in grain products like wheat products, for example, a very heavy, occlusive protein that kind of slows things down, creates a lot of inflammation in the gut, really depreciates the immune system quite a bit for a lot of folks. 2 million of us have gluten intolerance, as celiac disease is often referred to. And again, 15 to 20% of the shopping public is now searching out for gluten-free products. So I think that's become really number one on a lot of people's priority plate. Also, when you think about the idea that so many foods these days are genetically modified, the recent survey indicated that 91% of Americans do not want genetically modified food, yet 75% of the foods on our shelves are genetically modified. So they're not labeled. I think people really need to look for organic.
And organic means it's just pure, free, nothing in there, nothing
Absolutely right,
to it.
and no genetic modification. So folks needn't worry about the labeling issue. If they search out these organic products, they're safe.
All right, now there's some simple nutritional solutions for those who don't want to follow your suggestions this morning, or maybe they don't have time. But if you find yourself feeling overstuffed and you ate too much and you're kind of like, oh man, what did I do? There are some ways you can help people with that too, right?
Feeling bloated and passed out from the tryptophan?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think the key here is there's some simple solutions. There's carminatives, these great digestive aids, things like ginger tea, things like sage tea. You can use some of that sage that you put on the turkey, basically make a simple little tea out of just a half a teaspoon of that sage. And again, as carminatives, these agents really help us. Peppermint tea, another great one. A little bit of that Manuka honey in some of these teas. Go a long way.
And as far as the post-Thanksgiving meals, you've got those turkey sandwiches laying around and stuff like that. Again, everything in moderation, but once you get past that, what's the way to make sure you get back on sort of a cycle of good health and good eating? Because again, today, it's okay to let yourself go every so often.
Well, I think the turkey is a really good part of that good eating because it's a lean protein, like we said earlier. The real key is you want to sort of, the days after, be careful with the starches. A lot of the stuffings and the potatoes and the sweet potatoes, you want to go easy on some of those because they'll drive up insulin levels. Insulin programs our body hormonally to store fat. So you want to go with the veggies, go with the extra green beans and peas and salads and things like that to go with that great protein that we call turkey.
And with the turkey, the skin, not so much, right?
Not so much, because you got a lot more saturated fat in those skins. So you go for the lean breast, get that skin off.
All right, eat the good stuff. MaxHealing.com. If you want more information, you can visit Mark's website there and get all the stuff you need to eat healthier, feel better. And also maybe if you have that bellyache afterwards, you can deal with that too. Mark, it's always great to see you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you for coming in this morning. Upstairs.